Hello YouTube, and welcome to my fourth video. I have not made a video since I guess August. Jesus Christ, it's been months. Fuck. Well, I've been busy with shit. I have had other things going on, and I just really did not care to do any videos. But I kind of want to get back into this, and we'll see how it goes. But right now, this is something I've been wanting to talk with y'all about for a long time. My favorite album of all time. I haven't really been able to do that because I didn't have a copy of it, but now that I do, and I want to share it with you. Between the Buried and Me, Colors, released in 2007 under Victory Records. This is my favorite album of all time by my favorite band of all time. Now, there are people out there who will be like, oh, Between the Buried and Me isn't real metal. They're metalcore and stuff like that. This band is one of the, if they are even a metalcore band, if you can describe them that way, maybe in their earlier career. Nowadays, not really. If you could describe them that way, they are one of the most accepted metalcore bands in the metal community. A lot of people adore them. And this album is widely regarded as their best work, their magnum opus. Now, they had 3 albums out before this. They had their self-titled album released in 2002 under Life Force Records, a great mixture of metalcore and progressive metal, kind of a modern hardcore album as well. It was more of a angry teen metal album. There was a lot of anger in it. It was just more focused on brutality than anything. There were some really good melodic breaks in the songs like More of Myself, A Kill, and Aspirations definitely had the more clean guitar-driven parts that were awesome. Then you had the album The Silent Circus. It continues down that path, but it's more technical and much more mature. Songs like Mordecai and Chevenel, or I don't even know how to pronounce it, but Take Two, the second part of the last track on the first album, beautiful acoustic piece. And then you have not the Silent Circus, Alaska. Alaska is their third album, and that album is much more controlled. But the chaos is still definitely there. The controlled chaos is something this band does very well. And that album with, innovating more jazz parts, like take the outro track Laser Speed, just a very jazzy album with the same harsh metal that we've, grown to love with this band. This is their fourth album, Colors, and it is an entirely different album that they've released up to this point. There are 8 tracks. They follow in the order of Foamborn, the backtrack, track 1, side A of the record. 2, the Decade of Statues, also side A. 3, Informal Gluttony, side A as well. 4, Son of Nothing, side B. It's the entire side B of the album is Son of Nothing. This is a very long song. It's about 10 minutes in length, and we'll get into that later. 5, Ant the Sky, side C, which is 13 minutes, so I kind of found that interesting that, it didn't get a side by itself. But, anyway, 6, Prelude to the Sequel, which was the single released from this album. So, for many fans, I wasn't into this band until, I guess, it was my senior year of high school, which is over now. Probably, January of my senior year in high school, which is almost a year ago. So, it was then that I really got into this band. So that was one of the first songs I heard with them because it was one of their singles, and that was the first song a lot of people who were already in this band were listening to. It was a pretty good track. We'll get into that later. 7, Viridian, a 2-minute little instrumental track, kind of a short prelude to the last 14-minute mammoth, White Walls, which is a behemoth of a track. We're going to talk about that now. The interesting thing about Colors is they have a live album, Colors Live. It's also a DVD. It's the 8 songs in the album performed in their entirety all the way through with no interruptions. Now, this album is 64 minutes and 21 seconds long. So what we have here is 8 songs running cohesively into each other with just syncing perfectly into each other. There's no interruptions. They prelude into each other amazingly. One of my favorite examples is from the first 2 tracks. You have Foamborn, which starts off like an ambient little very nice melodic metal track, then it goes into a pure death metal track, and then it goes into track 2, which starts off very death metal, the Decade of Statues, which there's a jazz part in this song that I really like. And this song's one of the shorter songs in the album. It's under 6 minutes in length. It's a really good song. There's a breakdown in the song that's just freaking mammoth. Like, it crushes your skull. Informal Gluttony, it's about 6 minutes. It's not one of the longer songs, but it's an average between the Buried Me songs. Son of Nothing, 10 minutes long. Very interesting patterns of changes in the rhythm. That's what you're going to hear a lot on the album is time signatures and changes in rhythm. Very abrupt but controlled. You have Answer the Sky 5, track 5, my favorite song on the album, maybe my favorite song by the band, coming from my favorite album of all time. There's a little bluegrass part in this song towards the last 2 minutes or so, and there's also a keyboard break early in the song. It's the same riff of one of the same melodic guitar riffs in the intro. This song easily takes the cake for my best favorite song on the album. It's just immaculate. It's really the only word I can describe it as. Prelude to the Sequel is often seen as one of the weaker songs in the album, I guess. I think it's a really good song. It's very melodic and catchy at times, but also the chaos is controlled very nice. It's about an 8-minute long song. And there's a little keyboard part where it's like it's kind of like a circus. It's really interesting. I really like that. Viridian, a 2-minute long little interlude song on side D, and White Walls, it's just awesome. Now, if you're smoking pot, great album to listen to when you're smoking pot. Just saying. Wink, wink. But no, seriously, this is a very, very good album, and it's to be listened to not just by metal fans, but by fans of music. I know people who I've showed this album to who aren't even really fans of metal, but fans of music in general who have shat their pants in amazement of this beautiful album. I do love the artwork on the vinyl. It's a gatefold double vinyl. It's got the don't want to mess that up. It has the city, has a nice city. There's the factories and has an abandoned city over here. It looks like, and there's a rainbow of colors, which I think is mismatched, but oh well. So if you're looking to get in between the Buried in Me, just to get into them, get this album. But you do have to listen to their entire discography. They're all very good. None of their albums at all are bad. None of them are even good. All of them are excellent or perfect, which is what we have here. The album that came after this was called The Great Misdirect. It's a 6-track long progressive metal album. No, it's the same type of album as this, except the songs tend to be a little longer in that one. And the newest album, which came after the Great Parallax Hypersleep Dialogue, or the Parallax Hypersleep Dialogue EP, is called the Parallax 2 Future Sequence, is awesome too. Check out the song Astral Body from that album, and check out the song from the EP called, what is that song called? I'm so tired. Specular Reflection. That's it. But check out the entire band's discography. If you're into music at all, you will give this band a chance. And they will make you wet your pants, and most likely come. If you're a girl, your panties will be wet after the album is over. So between the Buried in Me colors, I don't know when I'll be making another video. We'll see how this goes. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good New Year. Have a nice rest of your holiday. For all you in school still, have a nice rest of your break. Take it easy. Have a good night. Listen to Between the Buried in Me colors. Album rating, 100 out of 10. Nah, seriously. I mean, if I wouldn't go over 10, 10 out of 10, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to give this a 20 out of 10. We'll see if any album tops this as I get more and more into music. We'll see. Have a good one.